Hello, good folks. Hello, good folks. Welcome to Messages from the Dragons as come along through the suggestions I get from my own dragons, drawn from the Dragon Oracle Wisdom cards. I am Carol Omar Behan, welcoming you to this July the 27th recording, and we are 2 days from the recording I'm making to the full moon that's full in Aquarius for July. Certainly some things to share about that. But I welcome back from, welcoming myself back, I guess I would say. I took a couple weeks to attend to things that needed my attention here. It's been a good it's been a good time in doing so, and I appreciate that coming back to videos. And it wasn't even that long a break, but I appreciate your patience while this went on. So much in that last video to help us stay rooted in the huge energies of that combination of the planets that is referred to by a couple different names. The Barboult basket, which is from the name of Andre Barboult, may not be saying his name right, but the French astrologer who identified this arrangement. And it's harking back to its very ancient configuration of the planets of, let me get them right, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And as they arranged themselves in the heavens, it created this basket-like configuration. There's a lot out there about it. I am sure that if you were curious more about it, you followed up some of the suggestions were in the last video. But it is huge. It is huge energy. We've been in huge energy all the year of the fire horse of 2026. So in those of us attempting to be awake and conscious and continuing our journey here on this planet in this time, it's sometimes a little challenging to keep our footing and move along in such a way that works well for us. I'm glad I hadn't the videos to keep track of for a couple of weeks in order to address some of the things I wanted to put my time into and also work on my own footing. I want to go back, and if you're brand new to these videos, I wanted to say especially a warm welcome to you as we venture into this latest video with the dragon. And I've got these set up a little differently, so I'll try not to elbow things out of the way. But I want to go back to a card that, or rather, certainly a dragon card that was part of the last video. Here on my YouTube channel, Carol Omar Behan, you will find those two dragons that came to us with their messages. And this card, which was absolutely, they're all beautiful and wonderful. Thank you, Val Young, who worked with all of these dragons, still does complete fabulous stuff that she shares with us through the wisdom deck of the dragons and through her ongoing work that you can find on Facebook. This card was part of it, and I failed to notice, apart from this beautiful water image, that in the middle of this egg is a dragon's egg that is rising to the surface. So that message you can go back and find how suitable to think about what the dragons wanted as its title, helping to keep our footing and anchoring us in all of this amazing energy. So here we are on from what was then the new moon. We've had the feast day of Mary Magdalene, the 22nd of July. There is also the, I don't know if it's a feast day, but it is the sacred day for St. Anne, who is Mary Magdalene's mother. Do I have that? No, not her mother. The Blessed Mary, her mother. So let's just get this all straight. And sometimes there's so much swirling around. So I think I've said it right this time. So here we are back together again. Thank you, as always, before we go any further, for coming and viewing these. Thank you so much for those who leave behind comments for me to read and for others to read. There is a community page, which some of you have taken advantage of through the YouTube play. Substack doesn't have that aspect, but the community page through YouTube. And I just offered something that Val Young had posted of a beautiful dragon card that I posted earlier this week in coming on to do this video too. So again, thank you so much by your presence, not only for you and the interaction we have with one another, but the dragons with whom we spend our time and who spend their time with us. Your dragons, my dragons, and this honoring of these wonderful ones of this time in which we find ourselves. Dragons returning to help us, as they told me. We need their help. We have the other ones too, but the idea of helping us navigate these times. So this is my way of adding my own helpfulness to this time. So thank you very much for tuning in, appreciating all of you and your comments. On we go. So finding myself in the need of a little bit of this water bottle. I'll be right there. There we go. Okay. So here we are, full moon in Aquarius. I've got just one. There's only one dragon that's arrived this week. Oftentimes there are two, but Spiralite's message is one I have found just wonderful to reread. I've worked with Spiralite before, but Spiralite in these videos, I think it's a new dragon to appear. So you will hear that shortly and see what Spiralite has to say. To the week where we find ourselves, so returning to these videos, the end of July. At the end of this week, so I won't forget to say it, we are at a point of the cycle of the year that is called, it's August 1st, first harvest, also known as Lammas, also known as Lunacid. I'm going to make a separate post on the community page on that day so you can check it out and see what that might be. But it is a time, and I'm talking here about the Northern Hemisphere. I realize we have viewers in the Southern Hemisphere, and it's wonderful to have all of us connected in this way. But the seasons that, in the cycles, and you'll hear Spiralite talk about cycles in her message, it is this wonderful day in the year of the growing seasons, of the green time, of the green world, which is first harvest. Here where I live, on the northwest corner of New York State's Catskill Mountains, my garden is producing its first, thank you, tomato plants. The first of the tomatoes is ripening, and so many people get quite excited because the first sweet corn is becoming available, and it is something nearly all of us enjoy having as part of the first harvest. Been reading a little bit about this week and getting ready to do my own ceremony and honoring this feast day. That the growth of the season of, starting the February with the new tiny growth that emerges, and then the seedling, and then the plant, and then the coming on of the full growth of the sun and the charging up of the green fire. And now, as we've come through that, and we're past the summer solstice, yes, our days are getting incrementally, but only slightly, shorter in daylight time. I know last week it was the last time sunset was going to be 8:30, and now it'll be before 8:30 at night. Nothing to, it's just what it is. It's our cycles that we honor and celebrate. So we have this here. What's going on this week in terms of what we can take advantage of and call our dragons to assist us? Coming forward from the fullness of the potency of the, oh gosh, Barboult's basket, and what I not just me but others see it as is a chalice. This is an opportunity to take some of that to work more with that energy. Jupiter is activating more prospects, more possibility. Chani Nicholas, and I would encourage you. She is somebody who I just find her take on things and her explanation is so very helpful. Identifies what's coming up with this Aquarius full moon. That's a big one, and what Jupiter is doing with the sun. So we know all of those things. We know the moon, and we certainly know the sun. You don't have to be conversant with astrology to understand the energies associated with that. But Jupiter, a planet that we know, is always one that enlarges everything. And we could take advantage of that wonderful energy. Chani says this to us this week: we get to plant a seed for what we want to grow ourselves into over the course of the next year. Have a visit to our website. You'll find, as you look at the top of her page, you'll see podcasts. It's the quickest way to get it. And look at astrology for this week. And she has, and it's easy to comprehend in her presentation of it. So have a look at that. A reminder, and it's not really visible here, so I'm going to bring it out, that at the full moons, especially one possibly as powerful as the opportunity through its power this week, get yourself some kind of a glass container. I have a top for this that I'll put on. I will fill it with water and I'll set it out under the full moon to collect those beautiful, to be charged, to be charged. The other part, before we go all the way to the card, is her suggestion that we dedicate a chalice as we have this opportunity to work with the chalice and its transformational energies with the dragons as part of our team to do so. So I have here this chalice. I cleansed it, did a little ceremony to remove whatever prior energies might be lingering. Always a good idea when you're working with material things. And I added the things which are important to me in powering up who and what I am. The work I was doing while I was away from the videos has to do with, and I made mention of it, the Avalon energies with which I connect, have been a long time working with and enjoying, and all of that stuff, the call of Avalon. I think I'll do this. Let me just think for a minute here. What I am doing through this work will be writing the next book. I've written one prior, and I'll add a link below so you can, if you wish to learn more about what I've done prior and what I am restarting now, rekindling, remembering. So I'm very excited about it. It's exciting to be finally deeply back into the work with that as the writing that I do. All right, so that is where we find ourselves. Checking quick to see if there's anything more. Oh yeah, the transformation mentioned quickly, but this is where we are. The energies which are huge, apart from anything we know or hear about or bring within this group of ourselves as people drawn to the magic and power of dragons, is as we evolve ourselves, because taking part in this life for those who are kindling their consciousness more and doing what they can to remain awake and to remain with your footing on Mother Earth, how it is that we can take advantage of this transformative time. And with this Aquarius full moon, it's the most really I've ever really mentioned lunar-wise, I think, in at least a while for these videos, is something that this week I hope you will find your way to doing for your own evolutionary sake. It's really a tremendous opportunity. So the dragons and I certainly encourage you to take advantage of this. All right, I'm trying to think. It's almost like something else is flying around. Oh, who else is with us? Off camera, but here to show you not only the dragons, but our animal guides, as well as our ancestors, are certainly on hand again to assist us. These are crow feathers from two different crows, really two different places. One here on the land and one in a place where I called home for a good long time, was waiting for me. Our animal guides, like the dragons, like whatever spirit helpers, as Sandra Ingerman often calls them. And I recently did a little reconnect with Sandra Ingerman's shamanic work. They give us gifts, for one thing, but they give us ways to know they are near to us and are desiring to assist us. So crows in particular are a spirit guide and a beautiful being and a part of the landscape, really, and probably almost everywhere where you call home and I call home. So when a crow has left me a feather, feathers carry such wonderful symbolism. I know I'm definitely doing something I'm meant to do. So it's like a thumbs up, if you ask me, is how it would be. All right. It's bringing us now to the message of Spiralite. Quite sure. Okay. As some of you do enjoy a screenshot to keep the words, and there's a transcript always generated, which I forget about, but you can always go and find it there as well. Although sometimes the wording is not entirely appropriate. Who knows what's going on with that AI stuff? Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about AI lately, what its part in our lives is. Spiralite for this week of the Aquarius full moon and this transformative cauldron that we can take advantage of offers us this message. I am Spiralite. I weave the light that spirals through the web, the finest light. I'm just checking to see if he's viewable. There we are. I'm going to start again. Spiralite, thank you for your patience. I am Spiralite. I weave the light that spirals through the web, the finest light that flows into the new. You resonate with this light from cycles long ago and appreciate the richness now present, which has evolved through the spirals of time. Once again, you join me as a weaver of the web. The time of quickening is over and the birthing has begun. New living structures and light-filled forms that have been held in potential are being manifest. We can see and feel this new earth arise around us. I am here to remind you of your innate skills and the joy of weaving in the one heart. Spiralite, we are grateful, so grateful for your stepping forward this week with this message. It would be one I would recommend listening to again. Already long enough, I thought I might even read it twice to you and have you close your eyes. But by backing up the video, I know you can close your eyes and listen to it again. We are weavers of the light. We carry this beautiful light that has come in with us in our soul's journey. And we have been here for the reasons that are described. The quickening of the new, the age of Aquarius. The quickening is over and the birthing has begun. We are in this time of rebirth. Rough some days. Oh, my Lord, we know how true that is. There's no diminishing any of that truth. but the weaving of the light and the arising of the new earth, it's all around us. So grateful that we have the guidance offered through these particular dragons. Thank you, Val Young, for working with the dragons as you have done and continue to do to offer us these. So that is where we will draw this video to a close for this week of the final week of July 2026, the year of the fire horse, the fiery energies that are firing this cauldron that we can actively take part in and help our own evolution and transformation. We're not doing this alone. We're doing this in this beautiful company of this particular end of the internet, this dragon community. And I thank you so much for joining once again within this lovely web of dragon light and love. So Carol Omar Behan, me saying thank you, my dragons likewise. The week ahead, and I shall come back with a video in the week to come. We're approaching what is called the eclipse season for August. So may it be a week of joyful times and energies, and a week when the dragons help overlight this cauldron of transformation in the light of this full moon, at the opportunity, fairly unusual to plant a seed with a full moon, but this year everything is almost, you might say, completely new. There's a lot that's new, but many beautiful things to carry forward that we know very well. So with that, I thank you so much for coming. Thanks for leaving me the likes that happen as you finish reading or seeing this. And we will gather together again through this magic screen and with a dragon who wishes to speak with us. So for now, from Light Spring Glen, wishing you so very well. Take good care. Bye for now.